And your number one station for talk 92.3 Nigerian. My name is Dennis Wall, one and only on Nigeria Info FM Port Harcourt. How's your mind? How is your body? And how is your soul? I hope you're doing good. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was having a conversation some minutes ago about passion and how for a lot of us, the passion, that thing, that driving force, that thing we live for, that purpose, it seems like it is gone. The truth is, I don't think it ever left. Yeah, at some point it seems like we're discouraged, but in the end, it's still there, serving as a constant reminder for why we do the things that we do. And as you set out for your business today, for your duty post today, as you set out to earn a living legitimately, I pray that you get all that your heart desires and you get results. And at the end of the day, you will experience success. Having said that, what is on the menu today? Something about education. You heard me. The drive for more degrees. You see, over the weekend, the university, scratch that, the prestigious University of Port Harcourt, yet again, churned out graduates. First class graduates, second class upper division graduates, second class lower division graduates, third class graduates, master's degree graduates, doctorate degree graduates. I don't know how many there were now, but they are in thousands. And then you begin to ask yourself, in a society where the cliche school na scam is quite popular, higher institutions are still churning out graduates from first degrees to masters and even doctorate degrees. The hashtag 1 degree hotter is becoming a popular hashtag. Why do people bother? Why do people really go back to school for another degree? This scam is not a scam again. Was there something you forgot in the higher institution when you were doing your first degree that you felt that you need to go and pick up this time? The why. I will tell you one of the whys. I know some people do it because they're aiming for a promotion. Yes. I also know some people do it because they couldn't get a job. I know someone who had to go back to school for masters because it seemed like the best thing to do instead of whiling away time still searching for a job. So while waiting, let's get more degrees and let's see how that pans out. Second question I'm asking, when it comes to superior intellect, do you consider people with a master's or a doctorate degree as having superior intellect? Those are the questions. So when we go on the commercial break and we come back, we'll dive right into the conversation on X at Nigeria Info. Stay tuned to us.
I see trees.
chances are that okay, we'll find a way around it, but I thought to let you know, getting your messages as and when due, it may affect calls as well, but we'll try to make the most of the sunny side today. Having said that, degrees, going back to school for more degrees, the drive for more degrees. Yes, before the commercial break, I was telling you that I know someone. The only reason, not someone, several people who went to get their masters. The reason was because they didn't have a job yet, and they felt, okay, while I'm waiting to get a job, I may as well be getting more degrees. So when the opportunity presents itself, it seems like I have really been doing work. And the long-term benefit is what some of us are yet to understand. I have seen people who have done their first degrees, never bothered about a master's, never bothered about a PhD, but they've gone as far as getting other forms of certification in line with their career choice. 2-day course in this, 1 month course in that, 3 weeks course in this, 6 months course in that. Some do not go back to get their master's of art degree. Some would rather go for a master's of business administration. That's an MBA. Now it depends on what appeals more to you. However, when we talk about the career paths of some of these persons, their chances for being in high demand. Think about it. I will go back to that argument we used to have before now. That argument about how some companies were reluctant to take first-class graduates because they clearly could not afford them. They feel like the more you know, or the more it appears that you know, the more your value, comes up, and they cannot afford you. I mean, why would you employ first-class graduates anywhere at all and pay the person as low as 50,000 naira? The idea is that the first-class graduate, someone that has decided to sacrifice and read book and understand book, and came out with a 4.5 CGPA or a 5.0 CGPA as the best graduating student in the department and faculty and even the entire university. That person has value, but the value they cannot pay for. So I'll share with you and let's see what other options do we have available. I don't know if that is still applicable today. Will it be the same for people with more degrees? Imagine there is a job opening and they tell you so number of years experience within age range of this and this, must have minimum this degree, must have your SSC and all of that, and you apply. And you do not only have a first degree, you have a master's. And surprisingly, you go as far as getting a PhD. Do you think you actually do stand a chance? Standing a chance will be in consideration for the job, and if the job even have, if the kind of career prospects you're looking for, that job will afford it. Think about it. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about the why? For those of you who have multiple degrees, and permit me to add to this conversation the fact that some people do not have, they have a second bachelor's degree. So someone probably went into school years back to study, let's say linguistics and communication studies. And years after, the person goes back to the same university, not to get a master's degree, but to get a degree in maybe philosophy. One begins to wonder the why. And that is why on the sunny side today, I am asking 2 questions, alright? Why do people really go back to school for another degree? Do you consider people with a master's or doctorate degree as having superior intellect? Now, I'd like to add this. Congratulations to all those who graduated, but what was the motivation really? And what next? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002. That is 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number for your WhatsApp and Telegram messages. That is, if you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, the WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. Again, 0809-030-6416. Now we're live on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Facebook page, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And on X, it is at Nigeria Info PH. Now when you watch us live, you also get the chance to be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section. And I will definitely read them in course of the conversation. I love it when you listen, but guess what? It is far more interesting when you are a part of the conversation by either calling or sending in your messages. Now, call screener is on standby to take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear will not be my voice, but that of the call screener. I have some messages on WhatsApp already. I think I'll start with those ones while we wait for more calls to be screened. Soki Fubara from Port Harcourt says, school is not scam. I would recommend a good high school education and training in IT, agriculture, or some handwork to get by in Nigeria in current Nigeria problem. Else you may be disappointed after school to look for a fine job that may conscript you and pay you less. For those who earn masters or higher degrees, they may not have superior intelligence. To get by, just have excellence in communication, written and spoken. You will be termed intelligent, but people should look at the world and pitch their career path to what will be profitable. Interesting. Degree is focused on getting a job. I think we should desire more on building a startup brand because no degree is required. It will be more beneficial to build brands than getting all the degrees and work as a slave. Interesting. This one is from Anonymous and it reads, I did my postgraduate degree because I was curious about the subject, which was a more niche area of my undergrad degree. So I wanted to explore. I wasn't trying to get a boring LMA or regular MBA like many people at the time were doing. I didn't do it because I was trying to use it to get a job. I enjoyed it and even did better in it at postgraduate than I did with the more general one at undergraduate level. Have I used the degree since? Not in the workplace. Although people are curious and usually look at me again whenever they hear what I got my post-degree in. Interesting. Now, have you been on social media? See, I admire people who love education. Trust me, I love education, all right? And if I had my way, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, you get a master's in one course, you go and get a master's in another course. You get a doctorate in one, you say, no, I'm not ending here, I'm gonna go ahead and get. But there are people like that. And I admire those who did not just go through the four walls of a higher institution, but did outstanding well. I mean, I was looking at the picture of someone who you would term as a beauty with brains. So she graduated with a first class in her first degree. And just on Saturday, she graduated yet again with a distinction. 5.00! That's her CGPA in her master's. And she's beautiful. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. But what was driving her? How does that add to the overall picture for some people? Or are you like that person I know who simply got a second degree solely because the person was unemployed? So it means that if the person was employed fresh out of school, the person would not be looking to get a master's, at least not anytime soon. There are people who will tell you, I'm going back to school. And why are they going back to school? People keep getting promoted in their offices and they are not considered. They have more experience than this person's. They've been in the industry or sector longer than this person's. But because of the degree they have, they're sort of limited. So for that reason, they would go back to school and get a higher degree. So that the next time they will do a promotion, they would be considered. So after the promotion, after the degree gotten, what next? And that is the why. Do people really understand the why? Why do people really go back to school for another degree? Some people will tell you it's their parents. A father once said that I would train my girl child to whatever level she wants to go to. So once she's done with her first degree, immediately she's picking a master's form and she's doing her master's. Once she's done with that one, she's picking a doctorate form and she's going for her doctorate. And then again, I asked, why? 0817 923 0002. Again, 0817 923 0002. Also, 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0003. Send us a WhatsApp message. I think I'm doing a lot of WhatsApp messages now. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 030641. And don't forget the second question. Do you consider people with a master's or doctorate degree as having superior intellect? Superior intellect is the key word. Having so many degrees does not mean you have superior knowledge. It only shows you are skilled in a specific line of work. Life is a game of common sense. Brightener from Woji. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call out this other phone number because it seems whenever people try to reach the other ones earlier advertised, the lines keep dropping. So let's try 0817 923 0009 and see if that works. I check that slowly now. 0817 923 0009. Nigerian phone, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Thompson Daniel. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Thompson, you're welcome. Let's talk.
Okay. To me, I like what I did and what I suggested to my friend. Because a lot of people immediately after graduation are rushing into master's, PhD, and all the rest without experience. But for me, what I did was to go into some professional courses, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month courses. Then I equipped myself properly and I got a job through online.
Wow.
And all the jobs I've been working since 2010 here now. I've never contacted anybody or walked to anyone's office. All my courses I did and my CV, they're all displayed both on LinkedIn and other oil and gas career sites. So, brushing into masters does not mean the people with masters or PhDs knows it all more than the rest. But I bet you the people with the professional courses, even with your masters, your PhD, come for an interview. Let's go for an interview and see who wins and deliver the job more. So while you're on that job, then you can gradually and be running your masters. That's how I see it.
Someone can get their degrees from a distant university online. It is that going back that they went back. They don't know the thing they saw in the hands of lecturers. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not encouraging them. I have two ways to say the way I have to be professional causes. You understand? But we can not be we know that
Zion.
It's just for braggadocious reasons.
Excuse me. Let me spell the word. What is the meaning of braggadocious? This is international radio. We don't want to misinform, so they don't think that's a word. Children are listening. I hear some schools are on public holiday.
Of course, there are a lot of schools.
Yeah,
After
okay.
all the midterm breaks, yes. The truth is this: for you to opt for MA or doctorate degree or PhD, what is the essence? Is it that there is a thesis you want to develop, a product you want to defend, or a particular aspect of your life you want to improve for the benefit of society? By the grace of God, I have a sister, I won't mention her name, who have gone to the echelon of education in Nigeria here. Recent one. Let me be honest to you. The essence of it is because she's from the academics.
Okay.
And she wants to become a profound as a lecturer, not just a lecturer you will joke with. She's not the type that forces her students, of course she's a lecturer today, not the type that will force students to buy her desk. Yes, she's not after that. She has an agenda and a prospect for a sharp, clean education for my people. Look at me, Mr. Zion. Does it mean I can't get there? Oh, I can get there. But why do I want to get there? By the grace of God, I'm working, employed one of the agencies in Nigeria as a whole. I've not seen a need to get a PhD in my field of study. There's no need for now. Because by the grace of God, the responsibility have been handed over. I have defended it up to international level. Facts and records are there. Does it mean I don't read? I read, I brush up, I do research. But if I now see a need to make an impact, do I want to write a book? Do I want to develop a thesis? Do I want to defend something that my nation needs? Do I need that MA level or PhD level or doctorate degree? That is when I can go for it. But today, look at our economy. We have professors in economics, macroeconomics, this, that one, and that one. No one can give us a solution for our problems.
I see.
Look at the recent economic whatever they just set up. No one professor in a renowned university.
Thank you,
was
darling. I have Muriel on the line waiting from Okrika. Hi, Muriel. Welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk. Hello, Muriel. Yeah, I can hear you, but your line is breaking. Is there something you can do about it? Miriam, I will let you go, but you can call back. I'll let you go so you call back, all right? I hope the line gets better when you do. Nigerian Phil, good afternoon to you and welcome. Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Engineer Kiki.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Okay, I hope it's not raining because the clouds were beginning to gather as at the time I was setting out for work. And, sometimes when it does happen that way, the weather affects everything. Back to the conversation. If you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've been with us, thank you for staying tuned to us. We're still talking the drive. Take note of the drive for more university degrees. I started off by saying that in a society where the cliche school not scam is quite popular, higher institutions are still churning out graduates from first degrees to masters and doctorates. So if you see anybody post a picture between last weekend and today, 1 degree hotter. It's quite popular. Congratulations. It's not an easy feat. However, for those who had graduated, what was the motivation? And what next? Someone told me that the doctorate that he had was for his father. And it is so sad that the father is not alive today to witness it. So what if it was not for the father? What else would have been a drive? I know someone who made a first class, not because she was a book somebody. And yes, I'm saying this because I know this person personally. She literally crammed her way to first class. And the idea was because she knew the background she came from. They were poor, and she had made a promise that if they sent her to school, she'll make a first class. What is she doing with that degree today? Don't ask me. Mira from Okrika, welcome back. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Denise. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Denise, I would say the pride and ego.
Pride and ego, okay.
Yes, Denise, that it is so difficult to get job. You finish your first degree, you're unable to get a job, and you think it is when you get a PhD that you can't get a perfect job. Now, instead of people put those 8 years into productive work, you need ways to create your moment. You go to school, you teacher, university platforms here. They want to ban them, the PhD, they just say, PhD ban, call my doctor, all those things, and yet they close. I think it's just a matter just to get smart. So students are children to get just how you think you have played, go. You that's it. Please, that's energy. This is to create employment. It's something else. Some people want to get this okay, I want to be a lecturer. I'm just a lecturer. I think it's fair once to employ people. Anyone who gets a PhD that they employ you, they look at your degree. This is like given. So I just look for a particular skill. You want to set degree and prescribe to me. You can become a system designer. That's 5 to 6 years that spent wasting time to get PhD and come out and sit there. You were a teacher and you're still a teacher. You were a teacher, you're still there. No job, you have one to become a lecturer. And you get it.
All right. Thank you, Muriel. At some point, I thought I could hear what she was saying. That was why I left her longer. And then at the later end, I discovered I was struggling to hear her, and I'm sure you were as well. So I sincerely apologize for that. Again, the network is terrible. Back to WhatsApp. Denise, I say this from a personal experience. I very much doubt people with higher education as more superior knowledge. I've got 3 doctorate degrees holder. I've got 3 doctorate degree holders in my place of employment. And I'm a proud first degree holder. Yet, an academic assignment was given to us on our common field of endeavor. And these doctors, you had to write the doctors in caps and in quotes, had to come to me to explain to them what needed to be done. In fact, they ended up using my work as a template for theirs. And I know that they know that I will beat them hands down intellectually if push comes to shove. Chisa from Rumola. So you have mentioned the fact that some of them get more degrees to brag. I think that was Zion's opinion. Miriam from Okrika, I know I heard her say something about pride and ego. Pride and ego is another thing. What other reason had been given? I know I had mentioned the reason of inability to get a job while waiting for the dream job. Go back to school, get as many degrees as possible so that. But let me look at this from a standpoint of hiring or recruitment. HR are usually saddled with that responsibility. And in an organization where you do not have a HR department, the employer most likely knows the things he or she will look out for. Are you impressed by the degrees? I mean, when you see someone present a CV and you see the so many degrees acquired or obtained, does it move you? Does it impress you in any way? Now, if you are in HR, please do well to call after this break.
People share fake news simply because they fail to think sufficiently about whether or not the content is accurate when deciding what to share.
Fake news can cause conflict, which can lead to violence, destruction of properties, and even death.
Some people create fake news intentionally to cause chaos and harm, mislead others, and delegitimize key democratic institutions.
Do not share any message without verifying the source. You could be misleading others.
If you cannot independently verify that story, don't share it.
Read, verify, and confirm before you share. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the National Endowment for Democracy, NED.
Welcome back to the show. This is Nigeria Info.